Hey. How you doing, good people? How you doing, good people? I hope you're feeling good. We're on this wellness train together. It's Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday on the Noontime, My Time podcast. I'm MsTonya. I am your grateful, very grateful host. I'm happy to be here with you. Yeah, we're on this journey to wellness. And we're learning and we're growing better. We're taking better care of ourselves. We got to stay the course. Hang in there. Hang in there. Challenges are going to come up. Distractions are going to come your way. But we got to stay focused. We got to stay focused if our intention is to achieve greatness. Let's have the conversation. Let's share some tips and insights to help each other maintain our focus. Keep on track. We got to keep on track for that wellness, y'all. That's what we got to do. I want us to get into the conversation. I want us to share what we know works for us. Share some of those things that help you maintain your focus. Get in here and let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're at. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And you can hit the notification so that you'll know each time that I come on. You'll hear that little bing. You'll get that notification. All right? Before we get into the conversation, before I go too far, before I start talking too much, you know what we got to do? We got to get in some breath work. It's for us, y'all. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale, and we'll hold that for a few seconds, and we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? It does. I'm going to answer for you. Yes, it does. It feels real good. Okay? It's the Noontime, My Time podcast, guys. We are having a conversation here today. We are trying to figure out how we can stay focused. You got to stay focused, man. You know? In this conversation, I want us to dive into the importance of staying the course when pursuing our goals. This is an opportunity for us to share valuable tips and insight that is going to help each other. We're going to help each other maintain focus. So tell me, how are y'all doing that? Let me know. We're going to get into the chat and let me know some of the things that you are doing that allow you to stay on track. Because it's a journey. I mean, we're all on this journey. We all have our own personal goals and have our own personal projects. Whatever that is, whatever your career endeavor is, or whatever lifestyle change you may be looking to have or that you're currently going through. It's crucial that we stay committed. We have to. As you make progress and as you gain momentum, it's common for distractions, new ideas, and even well-meaning individuals to come your way, tempting you to veer off course. But fear not. I'm here. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to guide you on how to navigate these challenges. Some of the things that help me stay focused. You let me know some of the things that help you stay on track. We have to. Let's have the conversation. I'm here to share that with you. I want to pose some things and have some questions for you to ask yourself. Right? I feel like it's important for us to, and I want to emphasize this. Staying focused, you've heard it before. You know that that's something that you should do. It sounds simple enough, but you know it's not. You know it's not, because initially in anything that we want to do, we go into it with a level of good intention, of course, and we're pretty excited about it. When you're taking a new journey, you're excited. So that's what that's all about. So when you're exploring your new idea or exploring your new venture, there's a lot of things that could divert your attention from your original goals. You got to be able to recognize that. You got to be able to recognize that there are going to be external influences coming along, and people might come in with their ideas. They might come in with some of their opinions. And it might not be something that you really need to be listening to at the time. You might not, because at the beginning of a journey, like I said, we feel excited. We've got the enthusiasm. We're determined. Not too many things can knock you off course in those beginning stages. They can't, because initially, you got that anticipation. You might have a little support. People are going to be supporting your beliefs. A lot of good things are going on for you. But as you take a closer look, and as you start seeing some things, little successes along the way, you start noticing other things starting to pop up. Outrageous. Little things start popping up. Little things that could take you off course. You got to be aware of that. Like you've heard this before, be aware of shiny object syndrome. You know what that is? That shiny object syndrome? Be cautious. Be cautious of being drawn to new ideas that might divert your attention from your original goal. Don't let others dictate your focus. Stay true to your vision. Don't let other people's opinions or their suggestions take you somewhere that you don't really need to be. They might have good intentions. People don't really, I'm not thinking that they're just coming around to kind of throw you off course. Not intentionally, but it can happen. It can happen if you're not paying attention to that. And stay organized. Be mindful of being organized and maintaining a clear structure. Organized to minimize potential distractions. Don't have a whole lot of stuff in your face and in your way. You need to be able to see what you have going on. You need to be clear. Do that for yourself. I see we got Miss Tori in the building here. She said, "What up though? D-Town in the building." She says, "I'm listening while I type up a couple of scripts." Okay, that's what's up. I do a little multitasking sometimes. I can listen to something or, have that in the background while I'm doing a little bit of work. So I know what you're doing. You're staying on track. You're staying focused. You're not letting something take you off track. I like that. I see we got Les Eccles in the building. How you doing, Les? Good afternoon. He said, make to-do lists and priority lists every day. Put dates, times for them. Put dates and times for when everything needs to be done. Hey, listen, that's it right there for you. Make those to-do lists. And I was saying that, you've got to find a way to be organized. Things need to be organized and have minimum stuff in your way. And those to-do lists, you need to be able to see them. Put it where you can see it. I like what Les says here. He said, put dates and times on it for everything. You need to know when it needs to be done. Give yourself deadlines. We have to do that. You just can't leave a project just kind of swaying in the wind and it doesn't have an end date. If you don't give it an end date, how are you going to get that done? I see Les here. He goes on to say that brothers and sisters, stop starting businesses and nonprofits doing 17 things. You can't feed, house, clothe, counsel, and be a notary public. What exactly are you doing? How can you focus? Choose a couple of lanes and drive well in those lanes. Wow. Listen, somebody needed to hear this. Somebody needed to hear this. You're starting a business and you've got so many things going on. Can you choose a lane? Can you choose something that you're going to do and be good at that? But you've got yourself spread way too thin. I don't know how that can work for you. I got to agree with Les here. How can you focus? I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I really don't. Another thing that I feel like is important for us when we are trying to stay focused is avoid overcommitment. And this is a big one. And a lot of us get caught up in this because we don't exactly know how to say no, especially if it's our friends and people around us in the community or something that you feel like you should be a part of. You don't exactly know how to say no. But you've got to avoid overcommitment. Be aware of taking on too many tasks or projects simultaneously, because it will lead to you being overwhelmed. You can get burnout. You can. And it's going to hinder your focus. You cannot stay focused that way. Some things you're just going to have to miss. And you can't do everything. You can't do everything. So it's okay if you miss out on this particular thing. Trust me. I see Les here with the comment says, how you the caterer, the photographer, and the yard man. Come on, man. Oh my goodness. How are you the caterer, the photographer, and the yard man? Oh my, listen, I don't know. You got 9 jobs. I don't know. That's too many. Too many. You got to watch out for that burnout, guys. Take care of yourself. That's why I felt like this would be a good topic to fall under Wellness Wednesday. On Wellness Wednesday, I want to share something that I feel like is going to help you in this growth and this journey to healing yourself, having a good space and good place of mind. That's important for our wellness. So I said, you know what? Staying focused. That's a good topic to tackle because a lot of people aren't paying attention to that, but you need that if you're going to be well. Well, people are focused. So we talked about being aware of those shiny object syndromes. Be cautious of being drawn to new ideas that may divert your attention from your original goal. Stay on track. And don't let others dictate your focus. Stay true to your vision. It's hard because you're going to have people who come in and there's people who are going to like what you're doing. They might have some suggestions. And this is a tricky line to kind of walk here because you do want to take in suggestions if there are things that you can improve upon. Yes, you do. But you can't let the opinions of others completely steer you off track. There has to be a healthy balance in that. You can take on suggestions. You can. But if it's going to steer you into a totally different direction, then you're not focused. And it is taking you off track. And you got to leave that alone. And you've got to leave those people alone. And stay organized. I like what Les said. He said, keep those to-do lists. Have priority lists. Make sure you put dates on them so that you can meet those commitments. You got to be mindful of maintaining clear structure. Organize yourself. If you don't, you're leaving a lot of room for distractions. And avoid overcommitment. Please be aware of taking on too many tasks or projects is going to lead you to a place that you don't want to be. You're going to try to figure out, like, how did I get myself into this? Why didn't I just say no? And it's definitely going to take you away from your main project, take you away from your main focus. and you're not accomplishing the goals that you set for yourself. And also not saying no, it takes you into a place where you could just become burned out. And you need to recognize those signs. You need to recognize the signs of burnout. Make sure you prioritize some self-care, some self-care and well-being. You got to care about yourself. Maintain that focus. Well-being is going to help you maintain your focus, at least in the long run. So protect yourself from that burnout. And while I did say to you, like, you're going to have people with ideas, and it's good to stay open to new ideas, but you've got to evaluate those ideas carefully. Ensure that they align with your goals before incorporating them into your plans. That's very important. I see we got Reggie Scales here in the building. How you doing all the way in the ATL? Good to have you here with us this afternoon. It's lunchtime. Noontime, my time. Reggie says you got to travel, relax, and unwind. And with a lot of laughter, he said a lot of laughter is a must. Think and create your own thoughts. Self-care. I like that. You do need laughter. You absolutely do. You got to have some laughter in your life. I love laughing. Who doesn't? How could you not like a good little belly, a good little chuckle? You got to have that in your life. I want to ask you guys a question. Got to ask you a question. And there's a few things that we can think about. So think about this. What role does clarity of purpose play in sustaining your enthusiasm or your determination throughout a journey when you're trying to accomplish a goal? I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that for me. But what role does clarity play? Because you got to be clear. Health and wellness is one thing. But you need clarity if you really are living in the space of health and wellness. How are you balancing things? How do you personally navigate the balance between staying focused on your original goal and being open to new ideas and opportunities that arise? How are we doing that? How do you, like, in the most loving way, and I don't know, maybe it might not be loving, I don't know. But how do you navigate that? That's a tricky balance. How do you balance staying focused on your original goal and being open to new ideas? What are you guys doing out here? That's a question we got to ask ourselves. It really is. Because we need support. We need support and we need encouraging. There's nothing like having somebody have your back. Often in the beginning, like when we're starting something out new, we're on a new journey, we get support from our loved ones. You've got the encouragement from your loved ones. You might have mentors, people in your community who are like-minded. They offer you a type of validation. They kind of reinforce that this is a good idea. I'm moving forward and doing something that really is contributing to the community. This is a good thing. So you feel good. You're enthusiastic and you're determined to stay focused. That's important, right? You guys have the right support and encouragement behind you. I see we got William Stokes in the building. How you doing, Cash? Always good to see you. Always good to hear you. What you talking about? Stop talking about me. What? I'm just here talking to myself. That's all I'm doing. I'm talking to myself. But good to have you here. We all have, we're guilty of this at some point. It's just important for us to have the conversation and sometimes hear it because we need to hear that. We need to get back on track. Somebody just kind of gave us that little jolt and said, hey, get back on track. You were sliding off a little bit. It happens. At the start of a new journey, I mean, you've got the mindset and the energy. You're excited. Nothing can stop you at that point. There's not too many things that are going to make you give up. Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. I'm talking about when you get to a place and things are going pretty good. You're seeing some little successes. How you imagine it to be going is probably going that way. And just when things are starting to get good and starting to feel good, y'all know what happens. Certain things start popping up. Certain people start popping up, offering different situations, different points of view. You know it. And then all of a sudden, the goals that you had, they're not as clear. They're not as clear as they once were. And why? Because maybe you didn't establish a routine. Maybe you didn't build a support network that you needed. That's why we're sharing these tips with each other. That's why I want to know, like, what are some of the things that you guys do? How are you able to stay focused and stay on track? And what happens when you are in a particular project, working on that project, and then somebody comes along with projects that you want to do in the future, or something that really is interesting to you that you wanted to do? What do? Because that happens too. You could be working on something good and something good could come along. How are you balancing that? Think about that. We got to think about it. I see we got Isaac Wilson in the building. How you doing, Isaac? Good to have you here, man. Lex Eccles, bro, when people come to me for business consult, I stop them in their tracks and tell them, nail down one thing and do that very good where it runs itself, then go to something else. But you cannot build 5 businesses at one time. But people tend to waver week to week with where the money's coming from, which isn't good at all, because nothing ever really fully gets built. That's true. That's true. He's got a very, very valid point here. It's like we're running ourselves. Really, you're running yourself ragged. Those people who are always talking about the side hustles and the hustle culture and the grind culture, and you've got so many different things going on. You're hustling for $1. You're not going to be able to stay focused. You're just not. You can't. I see Les, he's laughing here. Laughing at Cash. He say, no, sir, you focused and worked on your craft and built your business. He absolutely did. He did. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. You got to do the work. You got to put the work in. If you're not willing to put the work in, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever goal that you are trying to accomplish, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not. You're not even in a conversation of focus if you can't even put the work in. This conversation wouldn't even be for a person who's not able to know that, hey, anything that I want to be successful at, I got to be willing to put the work in. We got to learn to deal with all of these external influences. You have to. You have to. External influences, that's people, that's opinions. And sometimes you have to pull away from them. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself doing whatever they're doing. Or not doing what you need to get done. Leaving your stuff on the side. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. I see Cash says, Les Eccles, that's because they're in it just for the money and not the love for what they're doing. Listen, that's it right there. That's one of them. You cannot get into something just for the money. Now listen, nobody gets into business. Well, I'll say this because this is a better way of saying it. People get in business to make money. So we don't want to confuse that. We don't. People start businesses to make money. I mean, let's just be honest. You're not starting a business for it to not be a profit to you. Otherwise, whatever it is that you're doing, you can just volunteer. Okay, you don't have to start a business to do something or to be productive. You can volunteer somewhere. So when people start a business, it's to be successful. But if you want to be good at something, if it is a craft, if it is a passion, you got to put in the work. And you really, where he says people doing stuff for the money, that's like an art. You can't do that for the money. You got to do that because that's what you love to do. And if you do it and you do it well, the money will come. It will come. And I often think that when people are starting their businesses and it's not successful financially, I think that takes them off their focus. They forget why they're doing it. They forget why they started it. And that's tough. That's tough because if they're not making the money, then they've got to find a way to make money. And that happens to so many dreams are crushed because people have not been able to find a way, or they haven't been able to stay the course within their business or their craft to where it can make money. And they've got to do something else. They end up doing something else. They end up in a job where, hey, they got to pay the bills. And you can't blame a person for feeding themselves. You can't blame a person because they want to walk in their home and switch the lights on. You want to be able to rest your head somewhere. You want to feed your kids. Your kids need shoes. But you got to find a way to stay focused on that dream. You got to put some time away. You've got to carve that time out. You've got to have that quote unquote routine. You got to. You got to. Don't be afraid. I don't want to make this a long podcast here for you guys today. I just wanted to dip in and let you guys know that we all struggle sometimes with staying focused. This thing is a journey. That's what life is. It is. And you can accomplish your goals. Set yourself a routine. Make it a little bit easier for yourself. Sometimes you just might not be able to listen to the ideas of others. You can't let that come in because it could take you off track. You got to be able to weigh the pros and cons of who's delivering it, how it's being delivered. Because you can think about it. There's going to be people who are going to influence you to stay focused, or who are going to influence you to strive harder, to work more at your craft. Some of their ideas might really help you within your business. So you've got to be able to weigh that. And how you know the difference is if it is taking you off course and making you do something that you originally weren't going to do, then that's what you shouldn't be listening to. All right? At least that's what I think. And that's what I think everybody here thinks. I see that kind of is where the conversation is. Just a little something we needed to hear. Just a little something we needed to be reminded of. And I'll tell you those things that we should look out for again. Beware those shiny objects. Be cautious. Don't be drawn to those new ideas that are going to divert you from your original goal. Don't let others dictate your focus. Sometimes people will have ideas and opinions and they will get you completely off track. Stay organized. Stay organized. Have some type of structure. Write things down. Give things a priority list. Give them dates. Set deadlines. Stop overcommitting yourself. Say no. I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. Say no if it is going to be too much for you. If you have too many projects on your table, on your desk, you got to say no. Because there's only so much time in the day, and there's only so much you can do, and you will become overwhelmed. You will lose your focus. So avoid that. You got to avoid it because you don't want to get burned out. Watch out for burnout. All right? That's what I got for you guys. Remember, staying focused is a continuous practice. Being aware of potential distractions is important. You can stay on course and you can achieve your goals with unwavering determination. I wish you guys much success. I know it's not easy. And I'm going to put this last comment up here. Genesis says, take care of yourself. Take time to take care of yourself. That's important. You got to take that time to take care of yourself. Keep the faith with Tori. She says, great information. Well, thank you so much. And thank all of you so much who took the time to come in here today and share with me, share information with the people. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody out there needed to hear this, right? So what we're going to do, this is our journey of wellness. We breathed when we came in. We shared a little bit of information with each other. If you need to hit that replay, hit that replay. And remember, you can catch the Noontime My Time podcast weekdays at 12 p.m. This is a live stream. This is really like the people's podcast because you guide the conversation. You're right here and you're giving your tips, your thoughts. It's for you. What we get ready to do right now? Y'all know what we get ready to do. What we always do at the end of the show. We get ready to do a little breath work. So y'all enjoy the rest of this day. You made it to hump day. Oh. Let me mention something. Listen, it's Juneteenth week. Right? We got things that we need to celebrate. I hope you guys are out here and you know what events are going on around you locally. If you're around these areas, if you're around the PD, if you're in the Flowtown area, starting on tomorrow, I know there's an event that is going to be downtown Florence with Mingle of the PD. So I'm looking forward to that. Good vibes, art and soul will be shared downtown Florence. I'll be there as well. I'll share a little bit of poetry with the people, Mingle of the PD event. You guys go and look at their event page and make sure that you're there. Also on Saturday, I'll let you know this. I will be at Juneteenth Mullins, sharing that poetry with the people. A little bit of poetry from the Little Black Book of Poetry. I am MsTonya the Poet, so I will be sharing it with you. Got to share it. And a bit of good news. Also during this Juneteenth week, and I think that is so fitting, let's give a congratulations to Tyler Perry. He is now the owner of BET. So BET is once again Black owned. Let's give it up for that. Makes a whole lot of sense. Didn't make sense for me when Black entertainment television was owned by non-Black people. Didn't understand that. But the brother got BET, so we got it back again. We got it back. And also VH1. So VH1 for the first time is Black owned. We're going to see what happens with the network. Great things. I'm looking for great things because Tyler Perry is a wonderful businessman. His business model is incredible. He is someone who clearly stays focused. So if we're going to look at a person who stays focused and who knows the goal in front of him, he didn't let anything. Listen to a story. Go back. Don't look at the Tyler Perry right now. Do a little digging. I'm not getting ready to give his whole story right now, but this brother went through a lot and you need to look at where he's at now. He owns a whole lot. He stayed focused, even in those times when things weren't that easy for him. A big man like him sleeping in a small vehicle, homeless. He stayed focused. He had goals. All right, y'all? You can do it. Whatever it is, stay focused. We get ready to get into this breath work, y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. Right? Y'all be great out here. It's what we do. One love, y'all.